He's the leader of the Red and Black.
Yeah, I always had that aspiration to be a head coach one more time, and this is the last time.
Time to hear from the head coach of the Aztecs. It's the Brady Hoke Report. Driven by Sunroad's Kearney Mesa Subaru. Visit Kearney Mesa Subaru or KearneyMesaSubaru.com. It just makes sense. Minutes from anywhere in San Diego.
28-17, the final score Friday night. San Jose State tops our Aztecs. San Jose State improves to 3-0. Aztecs 2-1. They got Hawaii. They are hosting this weekend. Head coach Brady Hoke joins us for his normal Monday visit. Coach, how are you?
The sun came up. We got to do a lot of things better. You give San Jose some credit. I can tell you they're a much improved football team. Their defense is second in the conference, and that hadn't happened in a while. So, we got to play better in all areas. Special teams, we were a little bit of a disaster, and so we got to go back to work. And you give up 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter and give up 14 points, you're not going to win games.
Coach, to use the pitching vernacular, how much of a curveball was it? You're planning all week for Starkel. He goes out on a really nice, hard, clean hit in this game, and then Nick Nash comes in. What does that do to your defensive game plan?
Well, believe me, there were some things because Nick Sparkle, he was not he's not a runner. I mean, he was going to sit in the pocket, have good timing, and sling it, around. And when Nash came in, it was a little different. But at the same time, we talked about it. If that did happen, because Nash had played in every game, at least a series, that, we'd have to adapt to who we had in there and how we call things defensively and basically how you play to some degree with that running threat of a quarterback.
Brady Hoke with us on Xtra 1360. Brady, through 2 games, you were leading the nation in rushing, had over 400 yards against Utah State. First time this season, and again, only 3 games in, but first time we'd seen somewhat of them, defense having success stopping your rushing attack. You averaged just 2.2 yards in that game. What did you make of the way your team reacted to not having the success of running the football like you'd had in the previous 2 games?
Yeah, well, you've got to be able to, and I use the same word, we got to adapt. If we're having a hard time in the running game, then we've got to have the ability to, throw the ball a little better, take some shots downfield, which Jesse Matthews, we hit twice. And Jesse made some, great catches. I mean, he goes and gets the ball. But, we got to do better there. Greg ended up with over 100 yards. But, like you said, it was 2.2 yards a rush. And we love to be, 3.7 or higher. And so, we've got to do a better job at the point of attack. A couple times we were mistargeted a little bit. We had some MAs because of the different looks they gave us now and then. But, we got to be more physical at the line of scrimmage and give the, Chance and Greg and Keegan, if he's in there, and Jordan Bird, give them an opportunity to make something happen.
Brady, did the offense have any trouble getting into sync, maybe trying to shift into that third gear the first 2 games that your offense was able to establish, as Judge alluded to, and just start humming and moving down the field? At times, it seemed like it was a little herky-jerky for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if we really got in a rhythm. I think there were 2 drives that we did when you just talk about, being confident, it seemed like, in the running game. But there were too many of those, and as you guys know, we had some penalties. We had 2 holding penalties that knocked us back, a little bit. And sometimes those are physical, as you know. Sometimes they are maybe things I wouldn't call a hold because it happens all the time. But, we got to do a better job there from a fundamental standpoint of running our feet through. And I think, you go back to the Utah State game, we got up to the second level. And our offensive line, our tight ends, and the combination blocks, they got up to the second level. And that didn't happen as well. And I give San Jose a lot of credit for that. But, when you're targeting your aiming point, your footwork, in the combination schemes, we got to be better there, and we got to finish up to that second level because Greg would make a nice cut, or Chance would make a nice cut, and then the backside linebacker sometime would show up, or the safety. And, they're going to stack the box a little bit against us, and that's where we've got to be a little more complete in the passing game.
Aztecs moved to 2-1. They lose to San Jose State 28-17 Friday night. They've got Hawaii this weekend, 1 o'clock kickoff right here on Xtra 1360. Our pregame coverage will begin at 11. Brady, you got a young quarterback. Carson Baker's a sophomore. The first time where it looked like, okay, not a lot happening in the run. We need to go and make some passes. He was 21 of 30, 261 yards, 1 interception. What did you make of the game of Carson Baker?
Well, I think he's, like you said, he's young. I think, Judson, he's learning the offense. It is completely new from terminology on down in most respects. And so I think he's learning. And he made some very good throws, did a nice job. And then there are some things that we got to do better, and we got to help him along and help coach him better. And so, I'm pleased with him. The daggone freaking turnover down there late when we had a chance, I think, to really get into a 2-minute offensive scheme. That was not a heady play like we want to make.
Coach, the bird fumble on the punt, it's water under the bridge. You can't sit there and lament. You've got to start looking at Hawaii. The way it looked on television, and I wasn't up on the halo rule or lack thereof, but from your vantage point, did they give him adequate room, whether he fair caught it or made the signal or not, to catch the ball?
I don't think they did. To be honest with you, I was asking, what about the halo rule? And, I didn't get a complete answer. I can tell you that.
Shocker.
Yeah, no kidding. But, I felt bad for Jordan. Jordan, he wanted to make something happen, and so he waited too long to make the fair catch thing going. And when he did, he basically got hit as he was trying to get his hand up. So, I think that could have gone either way in my mind, and I sure wish it would have gone the Aztec way.
Brady, on another one as well, the backwards pass. What did you make of that call? Carson certainly had the intention of throwing it forward, but his body was redirected, his arm was redirected as he was pushed. Did you think that it was a backwards pass?
No, I really didn't. I thought the momentum of the defender really, turned his shoulder and, made the ball. At first I didn't think it went backwards at all, but then, as you watched it, it did. But I really thought the defender's momentum kind of made that ball go backwards.
Coach, as you start looking at Hawaii, getting ready for that game Saturday afternoon up there at Dignity Health Park, what do the Warriors bring to the table? What do they do best?
Well, they put some points up last week to win really it was a battle with New Mexico, and they hit some shots late in the game that kind of made it, less of a game. But, from an offensive standpoint, the quarterback we played against a year ago, a half, he runs pretty daggone well with the football. He's throwing it pretty good, and they got some guys who can go catch the ball. Their running game, it's kind of different when you look at the Wyoming game. You look at a couple earlier games, and it's complete different than what you see against New Mexico. So the Fresno and Wyoming game, it's a little bit different game plans to some degree than what you saw against New Mexico, and part of that is what Coach Long does, and part of what we do.
Next up for the Aztecs, I've got Hawaii. Again, 1 o'clock kickoff right here on Xtra 1360. Although next up for Brady Hoke, I know he's counting down the hours. The Coaches Show, Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Full hour, me, Rich, Brady, just a couple bros hanging out, having a great time. Brady, look forward to it. Thanks for your time this morning.
Well, Judson, the good thing is there's no Costa. I mean, when you really think about it.
Oh, I've thought about it.
Yeah. Well, Judson, I have to, and it's really refreshing. I can tell you that.
Silver linings.
Brady, we'll talk more Wednesday. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.